Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Helms. I am the math teacher for Team 4. Today I'm going to walk you through using the Desmos calculator that the Math Air will provide for you. It is a huge help when you are taking the assessment, so I'm going to show you a way to use it to your advantage. I'm going to start here in a PowerPoint, and then I'll switch over to the math practice test, and then it won't be too long after that, and then I'll be done. Okay, so we're going to start. An equation is shown, 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 equals 0. What values of x make the equation true? So this is a quadratic equation. Your teachers are right now talking about teaching you how to solve all different ways when you're presented with a quadratic equation. So the first way was graphing. So you just plug it into your calculator, you see where it crosses the x-axis. The second way we taught you is solving by square roots. And that would be if you just have an x squared and not an x term. Third way was factoring. If a quadratic is factorable, that sometimes is the quickest way of doing it if you're comfortable with factoring. Fourth way, completing the square. I'm just going to draw a square. And then most people do not prefer that method, but it does work with every quadratic. And then the fifth way was the quadratic formula. So looking at all 5 of those options, you could look at this quadratic. Graphing, I could definitely do. Square roots, can't do, so cross that out. There's an x squared and an x there. Factoring, I would want to look at the 2 and the negative 3, multiply those together, and I get negative 6. So think, are there two numbers that when multiplied give me negative 6 and added give me negative 5? So my product needs to be negative 6 and my sum needs to be negative 5. So it looks like we could possibly do negative 6 and a positive 1. So that means it's factorable. We could factor it. We could also complete the square, and then we could also use quadratic formula. Completing the square and quadratic formula work for every quadratic, including graphing. So we could go ahead and try to factor it and solve, or I can show you how the Desmos calculator will immediately give you your solution. We are now inside the practice test that anybody is welcome to take online at any time. Your teacher can show you where to access that. So I'm going to use the Desmos calculator to help me. So if you look up here in the right hand corner, calculator. Oh, I'm cheating. I already have it in there for you. So it'll probably appear on the left side. You can slide it over anywhere you want so you can still see the question. I'm going to type in the quadratic. So 2x, and then I need to look for the squared button down here. Squared minus 5x minus 3. Notice that as I am typing the quadratic in, it is graphing it for me on the side. So now I can slide this over, and if you notice, it does cross the x-axis twice. Now, typically we have no clue where it crosses until we zoom in or we use the 0 function on our calculator. But if you notice, Desmos calculator, all you have to do is highlight the x-intercept, and it is going to tell you the ordered pair. So it crosses at 3, 0. You can click it again to get rid of that ordered pair. Come over here, click it, and it crosses at negative 0.50. So 3 and negative 0.5. The Desmos calculator gave me my answer. As long as you know how to type in a quadratic into this section right here on the calculator, you can solve quadratics using the Desmos calculator. That is it.